Hello, I'm Greg Harrison with USDA Market News Service here in St. Joe, Missouri with your National Feeder Cattle Summary this week. Well, feeder cattle marketing has started off the new year pretty brisk in the first full week of the new year, which in most cases the auctions have been closed 2 to 3 weeks, and cattle prices pretty much this week playing catch up with all the excitement that happened during and over the holiday break, where we saw futures rapidly advance and fed cattle prices also have sharply higher moves. Last week in the fed cattle market, live prices were mostly $12 higher as they traded from $134 to $136, and feeder cattle prices this week just followed suit. Most feeder cattle auctions this week are going to be compared to the first full holiday week going back to December, non-holiday week going back to December 18th, and a lot of the auctions are pretty much 10 to 15 higher, a lot of places 20 to 25 higher, and that's both for calves and yearlings both. Feeder cattle prices kicked off this new year with much optimism, and as the holiday break provided an opportunity for the fed cattle market and feeder cattle market, also the futures, to regroup and find its legs. The market psychology has found some renewed hope and momentum. Cattlemen pretty much found the 2015 year a year of transition, as the market psychology pretty much went from bullish to bearish, and as most looking at the market, it just finally turned a corner after a long upward trend to the stark reality of painful and agonizing second half of 2015, where we just saw prices fall in drastic fashion. This first full week saw buyers very aggressive, and really at all auctions, pretty much all auctions were calling the market 10 to 15, 20, 25 higher for both calves and yearlings, and their demand was very good as feedlots have been, as auctions have been off for the last 2 or 3 weeks, just found buyers and feedlots wanting to procure cattle to fill pens. Looking at one of the auctions in Bassett, Nebraska on Wednesday had over 4,200 head of cattle on offer, with many reputation Sand Hill cattle selling, and in many cases a lot of good reputation quality heifers, and they really outsold the steers. They had some replacement quality heifers, over 325 head weighing between 600 and 650 pounds, averaging 627 pounds. It sold with a weighted average price of $187.60. They had a pot load weighing 700 pounds that sold at $190. So a lot of good replacement quality heifers there being sold for very good prices. We have also, during this break, we've seen boxed beef just have a tremendous run up. On December 21st, choice product was trading at $191.28, and as of this week's Thursday's close, trading at $230.59 for choice product, and it was up $2.56 on Thursday. And since December 31st, that's a gain of over $39. So it's had a tremendous run up during that time, and maybe a little caution comes in there as we think, as is it reaching a peak there for this time of year, or for this month of January anyway. But it's had a good run up, and that's also helped the fed cattle market also in its sharp run higher. Cattle, also, there's a lot of caution that needs to still be out there, as we've seen how uncertainty and volatility has been experienced in the markets. This week we also have saw the stock market have fall pretty hard. On Monday, the stock market was down around 300 points. On Thursday, it's trading at this point roughly around 350 points lower, and a lot of this over global concerns, economic concerns in China, and it's really hit the stock market pretty hard. And on Thursday, we saw live and feeder cattle futures also trade limit down, and this was the first hard down that we've seen in this going on almost 3 weeks. So there's still a lot of caution out there and volatility, there's no doubt about this, but for the most part this week we've had a good week of trading in the feeder cattle markets. Looking at as we start this new year, and it has been, like I say, the end of 2015, we saw just an emotional roller coaster, and wanting to get this, if we'll see how market behavior will start out 2016, hopefully we'll find some stability as the cattle prices will adjust and provide a good starting point here for 2016. So I want to thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week, and see you then.